Hey guys, and welcome back to that LP show. The name of the game is Donkey Kong 64. We're here in the catacombs, and the last time you guys went tomb raiding with me, the place was overrun by Majestic 12. But not to worry, we're not in such grave danger this time. Huh? Oh. Okay. First order of business, take out these bats, because otherwise they'll be harassing us as I'm trying to shoot this balloon down. But more importantly, you can see Funky Kong is right in front of us. Let's see what he has. You know, someone in an earlier video actually asked me why we even bother going on this quest when the other Kongs seem all too capable of taking on the Kremlings themselves, since they have all the power-ups that they give to us, and they seem more than capable of getting into the dangerous areas that we're exploring. Well, I don't have a definitive answer for that, but I think all of those questions take a backseat to the more important question as to why they're charging us money for all of these upgrades that we're going to use to save this island, which is also their home. But I digress. That was the final upgrade that we'll be getting from Funky Kong. He gave us a sniper scope. And not only will that let us zoom in to faraway targets when we're in first-person mode with our weapons, but it actually increases the maximum effective range of our weapons, so we can actually hit faraway objects. Before we got the scope, it doesn't matter if you were a crack shot or not, or lined up the shot properly, or what have you. Your weapon just didn't have the range to reach faraway objects, and we're going to be using this to get some golden bananas, as you guess. It's not just for combat related purposes. We need this to hit some faraway targets in order to actually, complete the game. I'm not exactly sure how simply having a scope increases the maximum range of a weapon. That's not the way I'm used to weapons working. I mean, in my experience, the M16A2 has a maximum effective range of 550 yards on a point target and 800 yards on an area target, whether or not you have a scope. I mean, the scope just lets you, steady your aim a little better. I've never actually had to use a scope, but whatever. We got a little obstacle course that we're going to go through. Not an obstacle course, but a platforming challenge for Golden Banana. Okay, so these giant stone hands, they dip in and out of this toxic sludge, which will kill us on contact. I just want to wait for this one to come back up, because if you jump on it immediately as soon as you gain control of Tiny, it's going to sink down, and you're not going to do very well. There we go, and now I want to jump to this next one. Let's wait for it. There we go. And now we can probably get straight to the golden banana from here. Got it. Okay, and let's just go ahead and suicide our way out of here. It's the quickest way. That's what I like about this game. No real consequences to dying. We're just going to get booted back to the door that we came in. And now it is Lanky Kong's turn, as evidenced by that grape switch. And this challenge is going to be another example of you being under a very, very strict time limit, to a point where you need to make some preparations and position yourself just right so you can immediately start running. We're going to be using his orang stand ability for this, by the way, but so you can immediately start running and use every second possible. Because some of these timed sequences, especially when it comes to using the orang stand, they don't screw around. And it is easy to complain about the frustrating difficulty of some of these challenges, especially when comparing it to some of the, hilariously easy challenges that you face in this game. But now that I think about it, I kind of like it that way, because that way you can use a basic skill set in order to actually beat the game, but you have to be really, really good in order to 100% the game, which, now that I think about it, it's kind of what they did with Kirby's Epic Yarn. Okay, let's not immediately jump into the ring stand barrel. We need to line up a shot here real quick, fire at the grape switch, and before it even hits the switch, we want to get out of first-person mode and jump up into the ring stand barrel, because this gate is going to open, and if you wait until it opens to jump into the ring stand barrel, then this timer's still going to be counting down while you're transforming, and you're going to waste a few seconds, so you want to already be in the middle of your transformation by the time the gate opens. Yeah, you see that? Barely a second to spare. Anyway, that was the real major challenges, simply getting into this room, because the challenge that we actually have to go through in here isn't much of a challenge at all. We just play our instrument, and these vines are going to drop down, and we can simply swing across them to get that golden banana on the other end. And of course, as usual, the hardest part about doing that is simply struggling with depth perception to get on this first vine, and then after that, it pretty much just goes on autopilot. All you have to do is press the A button at the apex of this. What the hell are you doing? I have to go now. My planet needs me. Okay, anyway, yeah, the swinging mechanic in DK64, they honestly didn't change much from the Donkey Kong Country series. It still very much operates as if it was a 2D mechanic, because you can't fully rotate yourself around a vine or a rope. You can only switch back and forth between one of two directions. And that's either to or away from another rope, which is at a perfect distance, so you don't even have to push forward when you're trying to jump to another one, because it's just at the right length to where any character's default jump will reach the rope and automatically grab onto it. And even though they give you the ability to climb up and down a rope, it has no purpose whatsoever in this game, because you never run into a situation in which one rope that you're jumping to is either higher or lower than the one that you're already on. They're always at the same exact level. You also never run into any situations where you have to navigate through enemies while swinging on vines, so, you know, that also eliminates any kind of point to being able to move up and down. It's just one of those things that they kept in because it was a staple of the series and they didn't want to omit it, but, you know, it didn't translate well into 3D. And my homing ammo was homing in on something else besides the balloon. But yeah, did you see that? That's one of the reasons that homing ammo can sometimes be a hindrance, because it just wants to home in on something else that you're not aiming at. And fortunately, we only had a couple there, but it can get really annoying if you have a lot of homing ammo, because then you have to exhaust every single shot before you can get back to your regular ammo so you can actually shoot at what you're pointing at. Yeah, homing ammo's good if you're trying to just fire a barrage of ammo into a swarm of moving enemies. It's really good with a swarm of zingers, but for precision shots like hitting switches or balloons, not so much, especially since it doesn't actually home into any of those things. Anyway, okay, so here's an interesting mechanic. You see me going into these teleport pads with the numbers 1, 2, and 3 on them, but you might be thinking to yourself, we already found two number 1 and number 2, number 2, and number 3 teleport pads, you know, outside. So, you know, do these also lead to those? No, they don't. This is actually a rare occurrence in which a stage has two separate areas where you can find two sets of teleport pads. They don't do that in any other stage in the game. Only here in Creepy Castle do we find a completely separate set of teleport pads. And I don't mean to look a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, I do appreciate the shortcut that it gives you through this area, because we'll be coming in here with, well, we're already here with Diddy Kong, but we'll also be returning here with Donkey Kong and Chunky Kong. But outside of just throwing the player a bone, it kind of makes me wonder why they did it, because it's not that big of an area. Anyway, if you do the Chimpy Charge into any button on this giant coffin, besides the number 1, because that's actually the first order and the first one in the proper order of proper sequential order. I'm getting all blah 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 here, but anyway, just yeah, hit 2, 3, or 4. It doesn't matter. You just want to hit one of them in the incorrect order, and it'll open up these two coffins on the side, which you actually need to do in order to access, you know, these coins and the balloon on the other side. Unfortunately, it does release enemies. But anyway, there is something important inside this giant coffin, and in order to unlock it, we need to hit the buttons in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, very difficult to remember. Now, I'm not 100% sure if there is any kind of hint, kind of like how the combination was to how to pull those levers in Fungi Forest was written on the wall. But yeah, if there is some kind of hint like that in this stage, I don't know where it is. I guess you're just supposed to assume that the contents of this coffin is an idiot's luggage, but nope, it's a golden banana. And poor Chunky Kong is getting left behind with no bananas. Don't worry, we'll get some for him in here. Like I said, we'll be coming back here with Donkey Kong and Chunky Kong. In fact, I'm probably going to go for Donkey Kong next. No, I'll do Chunky. I'll do Chunky next because there's a few things that I want to take care of with Donkey Kong after we leave the catacombs. But yeah, every single Kong gets Golden Banana here in the catacombs area, so plenty to do here. In fact, don't be surprised if we end up spending pretty much the entirety of this episode here in the catacombs. We might do like one thing after this, but that's about it, because, you know, it takes a while to do all of this stuff. It takes a while to do a lot of the stuff in Creepy Castle. It's very puzzle-oriented, but I'm going to try to... you know, from looking at past episodes, it seems like I'm averaging about 3 to 4 episodes per level, so I'm going to try to have Creepy Castle. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have Creepy Castle done by the end of this week. And barring any extenuating circumstances, I should have this Let's Play finished by next week. Which is kind of refreshing to think about it, because how often do I take, you know, less than 1,000 years to finish a Let's Play? Okay, so these coffins on the wall are all cracked up and fragile, so we just need to use the Primate Punch to break them all open for goodies and what have you. Some bananas there, mandatory if you want to 100% the game, and I think in this one it's just some green coins, so yeah, it's just some green coins, so we don't really need those. But in this one, we get a bonus barrel. Let's see where it leads.
Welcome to bonus stage.
And it's another Searchlight Seek. Come on, game. Would it kill you to have a little bit more variety towards the end of the game? I mean, we just did a Searchlight Seek right outside of Creepy Castle with Lanky Kong. Anyway, this is pretty much the last time we'll be seeing Searchlight Seek. This is the last time we'll be seeing any of the bonus stages, since Creepy Castle is the last stage in the game to have them. But yeah, got 60 seconds to shoot 10 clap traps, and unlike the first time we did it, they move pretty fast, but pretty much same principle applies. Just lead your target, and you should do fine. So, there you go. That's the last time we'll ever see Searchlight Seek. Not a bad mini-game. I always found it kind of easy. About as easy as shooting fish in a barrel, except you're shooting crocodiles in a barrel. With watermelons. Okay, one more thing here with Chunky Kong. It doesn't really do anything. I just want to show it off. If we do a Simian Slam with him down on this coffin, we get some enemies that pop out, and after destroying all of them, we get absolutely nothing. It's just kind of there to bait you, kind of like how you walk into a room in The Legend of Zelda and there's 2 switches and one of them unlocks a secret, but the other one is there and you pull it thinking you'll get a secret, but it just drops bombs on you. In other words, it's a trap. Sorry, that's my best impression of Allahu Akbar. I mean, Admiral Akbar. I can't be the first one to make that comparison. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch on over to Donkey Kong. We're almost done with the catacombs, and we're around about 13 minutes here, so we might have time to do something else after the catacombs. So yeah, this is going by pretty fast. I might actually finish Creepy Castle within the next few episodes. So not as long as I thought it would take, which means the game's almost done. Which means the Let's Play is almost done, which means I need to start thinking about what my next Let's Play is going to be. I have a few thoughts swirling around in my head. I was thinking about the Minish Cap, but, you know, I did a Link to the Past alongside the early parts of Deus Ex, so I don't know if I want to jump immediately back into the Zelda series. The hell? I didn't want to go back into the teleporter. Get your ass back in there. Anyway, I guess if I wanted to, I could get back into the Metroid series. A little bit of corruption, everyone? I'll think about it. Anyway, let's go ahead and take out this yellow balloon real quick. And these switches here, the order that we need to pull them are circled up here on these posters, pictures, whatever you want to call them. It lets you know which ones you need to pull, but it doesn't give you any clear indicator as to what order to pull them, so I guess you just have to do it through trial and error between all 3. But the way you're supposed to do it is in this order that you see me doing it right here. Just start up with the top 2, you know, the left one and then the right one, and then go to the bottom one that it has circled. Other than that, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe there's something that is blatantly clear that I'm simply missing, but yeah, it just tells you what levers to pull. It doesn't tell you what order to pull them in. Maybe it has something to do with the way they're circled. Okay, so anyway, Pulling those switches opened up a gate. Let's see what's inside. It's another minecart minigame, but unlike the first two with Diddy and Chunky, we only have to collect 25 golden bananas, 25 coins in order to complete this one. And to be honest with you, I find this one to be a whole lot easier than the one we went through with Chunky Kong and Fungi Forest. I mean, first of all, you have less coins that you need to get. Also, Donkey Kong's not as large as Chunky Kong. One of the parts that I had trouble with Chunky Kong, oh, come on. Yeah, one of the parts that I had problems with Chunky Kong is he's so large and takes up so much of the screen that it was very hard to see what was coming up. Okay, so the big gimmick with this one is this giant ghost crocodile, and I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but he kind of reminds me of Cackle from the Haunted Hall stage in Donkey Kong Country 2. And he has a variety of attacks. He's sending these skulls, these flaming skulls at us. If you keep up your speed as you're going down the track, they shouldn't catch up with you. And, of course, he'll swipe at you, which you can simply jump over, but I seem to be timing it wrong. Okay, so I've definitely played this one a little better, so that's actually a lot easier than I'm making it look. I just kind of suck right now. And of course, just press left or right on the control stick in order to jump from one track to another in order to avoid those tombstones that pop up in that section. Another thing that he does besides swiping at you is there he goes, he slams his fist down on the track. Just jump over to the other side to avoid it. I'm pretty sure this ghost has a name. In fact, you know what? I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it anywhere, so maybe I'm not looking at the right place. Maybe it is Cackle. I'm not sure. There's actually quite a few enemies in this game whose names I don't know, and that mainly because unlike with the other games in the series, they're not listed. There's not like a bestiary or anything in the official player's guide, and I have the official player's guide, just they're not listed in there. I get I learned most of the enemy names on here from either my past experiences with them in the previous games or from what I look up online. That's how I found out that, you know, the crosshair enemy that's the get out guy actually has a name, Crosshair with a K. Yeah, creative, I know, right? And he actually appeared in Donkey Kong Country 3 in the level, what was that level? Crackshot Croc. But yeah, it kind of bugs me a little on the inside that I can't provide you guys with that information, especially since I'm hearkening back and reminiscing about a time long ago in which I was a little boy who prided himself on being able to memorize all of the enemy characters' names in a video game. And I think that started back when I got issue number 13 of Nintendo Power, which, if some of you remember, was actually the complete strategy guide for Super Mario Bros. 3. Or I'd like to say complete, because in spite of the fact that they showed absolutely everything in that game and made a list and a bestiary of all of the different enemy names, the one thing that they didn't show in that strategy guide was the final boss fight with Bowser. Yeah, it showed everything in the game, but not the final boss. I mean, so even if you have the strategy guide for Super Mario Bros. 3 back in the day, actually seeing Bowser is something you still had to earn by getting to him, because they didn't show a screenshot or anything, and it bugged me so much. Anyway, got another golden banana for DK. Pretty easy minecart ride. As you can see, we had 44, which is almost double what was actually required for beating that. And that's it. We're done here in the catacombs, and we have a little bit of time. There's one more golden banana that I think I can get within the next few minutes. It shouldn't be too hard. It's in that giant tree that we opened. Come on, jump over there now. Maybe we won't make it if stupid shit like that keeps happening. But it's in that giant tree towards the beginning of Creepy Castle that we unlocked earlier. Yeah, I think we can do this, because we'll actually knock out quite a few stuff within the next few minutes in that tree, because in there we'll find a golden banana for DK. His Kasplat is there, so we'll deal with that while we're there. And I think there's a banana fairy. If memory serves me correctly, there is a banana fairy. But first, I want to head over here to where we found Tiny's Kasplat, because as you can see, there are a few yellow coins there that we can grab with DK. Not that we need them, but like I said in Crystal Caves, at this point, I figure as long as I'm doing a Let's Play, I might as well show off as much as I can. I don't know the location of every single coin right off the top of my head without a, without a strategy guide sitting next to me, which I don't have right now. It's kind of buried. I pulled it out to help me during test playthroughs, but now I can't seem to find it right now because I did some moving around of some stuff. Now, if I could only find that #1 warp, there it is. Okay, that's what I was looking for, because this will take me very close to the tree. Where are we at? 20 minutes? Yeah, I can do this. There's the tree right over there. And there's also some stuff in here for Chunky Kong, but I'll probably save that for the next episode, especially since it'll probably take a million takes. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm at point-blank range. I don't want to go into sniper mode for... Thank you. We will be going into sniper mode soon. In fact, the sniper scope is required to get this golden banana that we're going after right now. Let's just take out this Kasplat. And one more blueprint for DK. Yeah. All right. Let's jump in the hole. Geronimo. Shit. No, we're safe. We're safe. Okay, there's some crystal coconuts down there, but I'm not going to bother gathering them up because I'm pretty sure, you know what? Yeah, in fact, at that point, I'm absolutely certain, yes, we will be getting a banana fairy here, and she'll refill all of our crystal coconuts for us, as well as increase our maximum capacity, so we'll be even more prepared for all the jetpacking we'll do eventually with Diddy. So using the sniper scope is pretty easy. Just go into first-person mode with your weapon as you usually do, and you can press C right in order to zoom in, and C left in order to zoom out. And we need it to hit these targets that we need to hit in order to unlock our golden banana. Now, what you want to do is you want to wait until the target is right in front of your targeting reticule and wait for it to move away, and then just go ahead and fire a barrage of shots, and one of them should hit. And this will be our last one right here. Get out of the way, Banana Fairy. I'll shoot you later with something completely not gun-related. Alright, and with that last target broken, the water level raises up high enough to where we can simply jump up and grab our golden banana. And as long as we're up here, we'll go ahead and snap a picture of this banana fairy. How many do we have? We have 5 more to go. Yeah, we don't unlock our next thing in the mystery menu until we get the last one. There's 20 of them in the game, and hold still. But once we get her picture taken, there we go, we can get out of here and hit up a tag barrel and switch over to Chunky Kong, because there's some beavers in this tree that only he can access, and I feel like bothering them. But that's going to have to wait until next time. And until next time, thank you for watching That LP Show, and have a one that is good.